I don't have anything clever to tell you. I don't have anything clever to say. All I have to warn you about is the terror of children, okay? They are disease infested. They carry so much bacteria. And when you gather 7 of them in a room, you think, oh, they're all healthy, it's fine. That's when they strike. And you get so sick that you have to call off work and you lie in bed for a solid 48 hours. Now, don't get me wrong, I love kids. Kids are great. However, you have to acknowledge that they are disease-infested little monsters, okay? So beware of children. Above all things, beware of children. Welcome to Scion, Godsend. I am very sick, so we're going to do our fucking best here today. As such, we only have a couple announcements. Breathing is hard, guys, so I'm going to gasp a lot, so don't be alarmed. We have Trinity Continuum is the month for Onyx Path 10-year anniversary. 10? Wow, I'm really fucking this up already. Onyx Path celebration for this month is Trinity Continuum. You can find PDFs on Drive-Thru-RPG up to like 90% off. It's fucking wild. I wish I would have waited, if I'm being honest, because I bought all the things early on and paid full price. But you don't have to be like that. You can be better than me. You can get those discounted PDFs and collect your Trinity Continuum collection up to, I believe Assassins is the most recent book that came out. Am I correct in that? Somebody maybe correct me. Someone in the comments will correct me. But yeah, it's a good deal. There's also a Kickstarter going on for Exalted. I just found out about it like literally 5 minutes ago. Otherwise, I'd give you more details. I'm so sorry. During the recap, if I can manage to move my speedy thumbs quickly enough, then I will post that link in the chat. As far as that goes, though, I have nothing else for announcements. So let's jump into meeting our Scions, shall we?
Hey guys, Charles here. I think the whole getting sick from kids is up to like user issue. Like, have you tried washing your kids? Have you tried taking vitamin C? Have you tried being better? I don't know, man. Like, all I have are the 10 years of experience as a dad.
While children come with their own set of terrors, there are still things that are scarier than children. And the only thing that comes to mind immediately is when
You son of a bitch!
We of the Mythos would like to apologize once again. We have failed to stop her from getting out. We don't like her either, but we try to keep her in relay, but she always gets out. In addition to that, do enjoy your solstice, spend it with your kin. The chances of relay rising have increased to 1% this year, so have fun with that.
Hey, what's up? Yeah. Glad to be back, and I have to agree with Charles. It's user error with kids. It's you are what they make them. They are what I make them. Something like that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
All right, so I'm going to show my age a little bit with this next question, but in my life, I've got maybe a good 20 years or so of experience with raising children. And I will say that what I have seen time and time again, and really popular media really just confirms this, especially with Minecraft, is the children yearn for the mines. Give them what they yearn and save yourselves. The diseases will not stop.
Thank you. We of the Rolling
Also,
Nomads
you did
do not condone you putting your children into a mine to mine for coal or any other minerals or resource deposit.
What about cheese?
No.
Sometimes they're the only size that fits.
Okay.
I have my kids.
Okay.
Dope.
Also,
me a furnace.
Also, GIDEON got us all. There's a wham challenge, and he just fucking got us all. The sad thing about this, anyone who's watching this live, anyone who sees this on YouTube, is going to be fucking gotten, and I'm really sorry for that. I'm not editing that out, because if I got, y'all are going to get got. So with that being said, let's jump into today's episode of Scion Godsend.
Excuse me.
I have vastly fucked this overlay up. Not really. I need to correct the collateral, the tension, and the momentum. But I'll do that while Gregor is giving us a recap.
Indeed, I shall do my assigned duties. Right, so last session was really a, not a holdover, but it was basically the conclusion of the party. If I recall correctly, Gideon proceeded to steal, what was it, a truck full of meat and present it as a gift to Hermes in hopes of...
And beer.
And beer. Meat and beer to Hermes in hopes of basically trying to help him out, get on his, not wicked side, but his trickery, lieful, deceitful side. Then Charles got into the weirdest fight with Justin Bieber, where he proceeded to just annihilate him in a battle of the bands, which was completely unexpected for Charles. Didn't know he had a musical bone in him. Then, if I recall correctly, Thalis basically was trying to contain Charles' mosh pit, and was also setting up arrangements to get his own source of income via using the Rock's image and his own legend, I suppose. Then his dad came along, and that was fun. Dear old dad came to check up on Thalis. Speaking of his dad drugged me. I was having a little chat with some other members of my pantheon, found out something really nice, and turns out the king has a rebellious son. Gotta feed that. Then it was a matter of then my little group broke up. I'd smoked a cigarette that his dad gave me. He drugged me. No surprise there. I ended up getting somebody's car somehow. I threw it on the ground. I didn't care for it. But Donnie was the one who took me out of whatever stupor I was in. Donnie proceeded to then chase after his father in an attempt to murder his father, because Donnie's for some reason got in his head that he needs to kill his father. No clue where that came from. Then I had headed back to the van, and if I recall correctly, my compatriots, barring perhaps Charles, were going to start searching for me so we could regroup. Yes? No?
I tackled Bonnie.
Yeah, right. You were there. You tackled Donnie. It's MAJIN who wasn't stated to be there, I believe. So he was still with his celebrity for most of that, I believe. Yes, no?
All things fair and accurate.
Excellent.
So we join our heroes now on the way back to find their friends. Gregor already in the van. Charles, Gideon, and Thalis have all united. Say in this moment as you guys are moving through, you guys can find MAJIN relatively easily. He hasn't really moved from the immediate area of where he was last with his celebrity. Scene is yours, gentlemen.
Cool, I slammed Donnie to the ground.
Correct. You have tackled Donnie by his legs. Gideon, Thalis, you guys are seeing this. I would say with the hubbub and the lightning bolt that Donnie wields, along with the Bowie knife, this has probably gathered a lot of attention. MAJIN, you probably see this as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I gotta go. And I'll start making my way towards the hubbub.
Excellent. Charles, you've tackled Donnie. He's kind of swearing. You can see he's spouting out insults. He's struggling a lot. You can see Dionysus turn, kind of smile, and says, Donnie, it's good to see you again, my boy. Donnie looks up at Dionysus, then looks back at you, and you can see murder in his eyes, Charles. He is trying to struggle. He's trying to struggle and get away from you and kick at you. Yeah, there's a lot of vitriol being spat by this gentleman.
Donnie, what's the game plan here?
I have to kill him. I have to kill him. We gotta fucking kill him.
Donnie at him.
What's that? Say it again.
I throw Donnie at
You
him.
throw Donnie at him.
I throw Donnie at him.
You give me a your choice. I'm of skill in this. I think that this would likely be for your attribute. I'm assuming this would be might.
Yes. I was thinking might and athletics.
Excellent. You know, you guys so often choose strange skills. I was expecting might and firearms, but might and athletics makes a lot of sense. Thank you so much.
Well, now that you mention it, I would like to use empathy.
No.
One of the rare times that we see the story guide just outright say no.
Yeah, so much oppression here.
Oh yeah, we are in a dictatorship.
It's the aftermath of the Whamageddon.
Things have changed.
I got 4 successes.
4 successes. You throw Donnie. Donnie spins a couple times in the air and again reassumes the same pose you just tackled him out of. Dionysus just kind of smiles and then disappears into a purple mist that kind of flits across the air. Donnie hits nothing and is quite frustrated with it. You can see very clearly he's swearing, just fuck, son of a bitch, God, where did he go? Which way? You gotta find. Okay, in the mist, there's always this little fucking. There's always a particle that's larger. If you look real close, you gotta find it. All right, look for it. Look for it.
Donnie.
Hey, Donnie,
you're
we're
getting high on your own supply there.
We're gonna go beat the shit out of Phil's dad. You want to join?
Donnie looks to you, Thalis, completely ignoring your question, Charles. Again, very uncharacteristic of Donnie. This is a lot of rage, something you haven't seen. He's no longer fun-loving, carefree, anything like that. Thalis, he looks to you and he says, "You shut your fucking mouth. This is your doing. You're a traitor. You warned him, didn't you? Didn't you?"
Warn him about what?
I knew it. I fucking knew it. I knew you couldn't be fucking trusted.
Yeah, I believe I'm the one who may have inadvertently warned him.
Why
You
would
did
do
say
that?
something about someone jumping up, right?
Gideon, why? Why would you do that? I thought we were on the same page, man. What are you doing? Why are you doing? Why?
We had no prior knowledge of your assassination attempt, nor the justification for it.
Okay.
I simply became aware of a weakness, and I decided to make him aware of it so that he would make himself scarce. It would seem that that runs counter to your plan.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. He is stowing his Bowie knife and sort of holding the lightning bolt, Gideon, just eyes fixed on you. Anyone can feel free to make an empathy or integrity roll. I would imagine, then with whatever attribute, either your social or mental arena. I would say for those of you who are more adept at fighting as well, physical would probably be used for this as well. Can be used for this as well. So your choice
I was
of
going to
attributes.
say I would like to use might with my epic strength purview, because I feel like Charles and Donnie have a decent build of bond of camaraderie.
So what's the combination you're using, Charles? Might
and empathy.
Yeah, I can
Empathy?
dig that. I can dig that. Yeah,
Okay.
I'd like to use that as well if I could.
absolutely. Three.
4 successes.
4 successes. Gregor, or rather, Gregor, is you are in the van. Majin, Gideon, if you are making a roll, by all means. If you are not, then let me know.
I feel like I'm just now stumbling into the situation, so
I'm
I
returning
will
his.
refrain.
Okay. Not a problem. Gideon, choosing not to roll.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I said I'm just returning a stare.
Charles,
Because I failed to understand I failed to understand the urgency of this whole scenario.
excellent. Charles and Thalis, you guys recognize that the murderous intent has now shifted to Gideon. Charles, you recognize the stance, the pose. He's going to leap at Gideon very soon. Thalis, you maybe have not spent a whole lot of time with Donnie, as much time as Charles has, but you certainly recognize the look of betrayal, the madness in his eyes of rage, of realizing he's been betrayed. He feels he's been betrayed. He is going to attempt to take out some aggression on Gideon.
Yeah,
I'd like to tackle him.
he's about to get taken out if that's the case. So yeah, can we like tag team this and tackle
I'd
him
like
down?
to tackle him.
You guys go ahead and give me whatever you would like in your skills, and then for anything for your physical arena.
Okay. I do want to
If you would
bring it-
simply,
A 5.
Thalis, if you would like to just provide an assistance instead of tackling him as well, sort of securing him as on your own, we can use that as an assistance to Charles's tackle, sort of adding successes on. It's entirely up to you, though.
I'm fine with either. But I just remembered the
Talos slightly.
perfect partner thing allows me to provide double the usual benefit from any teamwork roles. So help him out even more there.
Yeah, by all means. So we'll have you make your own roll, and then Charles, your successes will be doubled with the use of perfect partner.
Oh, good. I'm gonna try. Is dexterity and close combat all right?
I like that.
It's probably more of a grappling than anything else. 2 successes.
2 successes. All right, cool. You've got 2 successes. You are not quite as effective in tackling. Maybe Charles has had some sparring practice with Donnie. Maybe it's the close relationship, but Charles lands on him more squarely than you do. But you secure his arm when he reaches up to stab Charles, as he's sort of like pinned down by the arm, ready to stab. You stop that with your assistance. With your partner, Charles, you are completely. You have Donnie in whatever hold you wish. Gideon, of course, you
I
see
like
this
him.
as well.
Pinned on the ground, on his back. Be like, hey, how can you hold us accountable for shit you didn't tell us, bub? You're doing a fine job. And I'm going to put my hand over his mouth and kiss him.
You see Donnie, Donnie's emotional. You can see that his eyes are watering. He is still like, his brow is still furrowed in the rage. He's you cover his mouth. Has no attempt to really reply, but he struggles a bit. You cover his mouth and give a kiss. He just kind of looks up at you, not exactly confused, but just processing a bunch of information.
Give him a hug.
Okay. You do this. He hugs you tight and says, he's so close. I can feel him. I can even feel him. He's right there.
It's okay, bud. We gotta get stronger. We can do this. Don't challenge him like a coward. Beat his ass up front like a man.
Give me a I'm gonna call this either your presence or manipulation, or whatever you think you need to convince him. Likely persuasion, or if you're trying to appeal to his empathy, you can do that as well.
I was gonna say, can I use might? And I'm thinking close combat in the sense of like the honor aspect of combat, And then I would like to use specialty and empathy as to his ambition.
So what skill would you be using to use your specialty and empathy?
Close combat.
I would
Close
say
combat.
You could use close combat in your specialty and empathy, but I'm gonna stick with either presence or manipulation for your social. Reason being, I like to give you guys reasons for the purpose of saying no. Reason being, Donnie is not an honorable warrior. He normally would try to achieve this by any means necessary. It's a wonder that he hasn't used the partygoers as a tool for this assassination attempt.
I got 6.
6 successes. Donnie kind of looks up at you and just, I'm not strong enough for that, dude. I can't. You also, in this moment, notice, looking him in the eyes, Donnie's eyes are not dilated. There is no glaze to them. He is stone cold sober.
put my hands on either side of his face, put my forehead to his, and be like, "You don't have to be, but we can."
Dude, are you gonna help me kill my dad?
Of course. It goes without asking, brother.
Thank you. Thank you
Why
so
are we
much.
doing this?
Shut the fuck up, Thalis! He hugs you, Charles. Majin,
Come on, bud. Let's
can,
get you up. You need some booze.
Majin, you can arrive. You have arrived. You can interact if you so choose. Gideon, of course, you saw this go down as well. Thalis, you guys have free interaction. Despite Donnie telling you to shut the fuck up, Thalis, you may interact as you see fit.
Oh, he can't tell me what to do.
I'm continuing to like lean over from behind Charles, looking at this raving lunatic. I'm just kind of curious. I'm kind of treating him like it's kind of like watching somebody wrestle a rabid dog. Like it's like, oh, okay, they're just kind of out of control and have no idea what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just kind of eyeball him.
Excellent. Thalis and Majin, anything on your guys' part?
What's going on?
Donnie kind of leans out of the hug from Charles and says, Majin, buddy, Charles is gonna help me kill my dad, man. Isn't that nice?
Killing your dad or the helping part?
Both, really.
I feel like there's some clarification on the killing part, but the other part, yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, tried to ask for that, but have yet to get an answer.
He's a piece of shit, Thalis.
Nah, we don't need clarification. Donnie doesn't like him, and that's enough.
It seems relatively clear. Boy is incompetent and thus cannot perform the act without help.
Well, your beef is your beef. If you need help, I'm there. But swear to God, one of them. If you get me in trouble, I'm kicking your ass, Donnie.
That's fair, man.
Taking part in the destruction of a theoite god is kind of in the realm of things that could cause you trouble.
That's Donnie's fault. His responsibility. How's everything? Where's Gregor at?
We were going to go find him when this happened.
Oh, okay. Let's go fucking find him then.
Yeah, we've been waiting on you, dude.
Waiting on me. I saw the fucking rock concert you had with fucking Bieber, and you say you're waiting on me?
Yeah, I thought you were trying to get digits from Rihanna or something.
Oh.
I don't know who you talked to.
No, I ain't get digits from Rihanna.
Ha, nerd, you struck
Follows
out.
me, though. I check my
Okay.
phone to make sure she follows me.
Yeah, 90% of her followers are mutes anyways, so it doesn't matter.
What the fuck you, man?
Wait, did you get a selfie? Did you send it to Jesse?
I imagine.
Majin, if you recall, you have a whole video that you put out with Rihanna.
Oh yeah.
From the account.
And the first person I tagged was Jessica.
Mm-hmm.
That's better than a selfie.
All right, all's forgiven. I'll stop messing with you about it.
Majin, you check your phone to make sure that she follows you. There is a slew of messages that are coming in on your phone. Messages from Jessica. A lot of it is just, fuck you. There's no fucking way. That's Photoshop. Bullshit. Fuck you. Are you at this party? She sends you a location. The exact location of where you're at. I cannot fucking believe you. This is you. I cannot fucking... You motherfucker. So it's just a slew of messages of clear jealousy.
I showed Charles the whole thread. Just laugh.
Just give you a high five and let's fucking get Gregor, man. Like...
Charles, the last message in the string of insults is just, fuck you, I'm a daughter of Artemis. Nothing is cooler than that.
She's in denial. Oh god.
Nothing's cooler than that. Okay.
Hey Donnie, you want to help us go beat the shit out of Phil's dad?
Dude, yeah, man. Fathers are the fucking worst. Dude, are we?
Bro, yes.
Yeah, man. Hell yeah.
Get in. You got dad you want to beat the fuck up out of?
It's another conversation for another time, but I don't know that beating the shit out of him would do us much good. I have a much more specific agenda in mind.
Would it make you feel better?
It would make me feel worse.
Cool. We'll add it on the list.
I mean, if you want specifics, I intend to split him open and splash around his insides like a puddle. To string
Fuck yeah, you want help?
Play it while I dance. And
you know how to play a fiddle?
Hold on. You dance?
Why is that more like shocking than him being capable of playing a fiddle? I mean, have you seen his hands?
There's that.
Like,
have you seen his feet?
His feet move fast.
I'm quite adept.
You make craters when you jump.
When I choose to.
Oh, okay. All right. Hold on. So you've been choosing to make these craters as you travel across the world? I thought this was like just a natural thing from the force. Like you've been actively like deciding crater.
Only when I run. And I don't actively decide, it's the nature of the speed. When I walk, I don't necessarily leave craters.
All right.
Occasional footprint. How is this important?
It's just out of curiosity.
Guys, we gotta stay on track. Let's go get Gregor.
Yeah.
If I was a betting man, I would say he's in his house in the van.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. He's
all right.
Buzzkill.
And I am a betting man. It's a problem.
Let's go to the van. Yeah,
Off to the
my
van.
bike is good. Oh, I swear.
The bike is just graffitied with Chim Chim was here.
I will kill that monkey.
Ha ha ha! It's in Charles' handwriting, you fool.
There are some things that even Chim Chims hold sacred. I want to take this time to get some insight real quick. Gideon,
yeah,
a couple questions for you. You did indeed warn Dionysus. May I ask what the reason for that was?
I didn't warn him. I identified a weakness that he had and asked him if he thought it would be a good idea for him to continue lingering with that. It was more I was attempting to, and successfully, kind of displace his arrogance. Just to remind him that being at a party and being on Earth, doing whatever because I was trying to determine what he was doing there specifically. And I wanted him to be afraid for his life.
Excellent. Next question.
I didn't warn him about the assassin. I warned him that he was exposed.
Excellent. My next question is the amount of passion that Donnie has displayed in attempting to kill his father. It's a very driven goal. It's a very very personal, very it's a goal that he holds very dear, and with the emotion he's displayed, you can probably determine that he's likely attempted to do this before and failed over and over and over. With the willingness to, even for a split second, to take out some aggression on you because he feels betrayed. What is it like for Gideon in this moment? Because again, this is not exactly. There are some parallels that can be drawn between Gideon and Donnie in this moment. The father is, you don't exactly have like an intense amount of the amount of passion and hatred that he does, but there are some things that can be drawn that are similarities. What is that like for Gideon in this moment to see someone who you've identified as not capable of completing their goal, but having similar to yours?
I kind of hold him in the same kind of contempt that I do for the rest of the THOI Scions. It's a sad, tragic tale because They're just kind of under the boot of their patrons, and they're going to lord over them on Olympus, and that's just how it's going to go. The fact that he happens to also be carrying a Zeus bolt, I find ironic more than anything else. And the fact that I was fully prepared to accept his the fact that he took so long to get around to wanting to strike me is more surprising than anything else. So it's just kind of a it's a sad reality for him. Whether or not I don't feel any kinship to him. By that, but if you're asking, like, if there's any sort of identity, because I don't really. So Gideon's empathy it's a tool in his box. It's not like an emotional crutch or really a like a development piece for him. It's something that he uses to get to the heart of what he needs and what he wants. It's all very
with all of that being said, I would say in this moment, it's never been explicitly stated what level Donnie is at, if he's operating on the mortal tier of Scionhood or hero, or if he's a demigod. In this moment, I feel comfortable telling you guys that he is still operating on the mortal tier. He is not on your guys' tier. He is a lower tier than you guys. With that being said, you have an opportunity for a fate binding, Gideon. As do you, Charles.
Yes.
It is entirely possible that you take him on either as an apprentice. Both of you have a capacity to teach him and help him achieve his goal. I can also see in this moment, at least for Gideon, a nemesis. A number of different fate bind. A rival it could be one as well. In addition, for Gideon, I could also see traitor, but it's entirely up to you guys if you choose to accept this fate binding.
Well, so the question is whether or not, honestly, it's going to come down to whether or not, because Charles has an actual, I guess I would consider, like, connection to this person. I believe that I believe the suggestion is that, like, story guide characters should only be fate bound one person at a time. So while if I've already seen that the connection is there, the only reason I would take the opportunity to, I guess, involve myself in his existence would be if I thought that he wasn't just acting in opposition to his patron, he was acting in opposition to, like, his creation. Like, if he was essentially unbinding himself from everything, you know what I mean? From all of his obligations, from his and killing Dionysus is kind of his exercise in that. Like, that's like the symbol there, his signifier. He's a connection by literally killing his connection to the gods.
I would say that in this moment you don't have a whole lot of information as to why he wants to kill Dionysus. So the clarity of why he's wanting to kill his father is a little bit difficult to say.
Then what I will just compel my current fate binding as the unbound, as well. If indeed he is unbound, and if indeed he is imperiled, then I will know. So I will do that instead.
He is definitely both. Describe what the compulsion does, so that we can give you some information.
Let's go ahead and do. I don't remember exactly what page it's on. It's coming. Hold on. Wait, almost. Okay, here it is. Imperiled. Story guide defines a peril that the Scion must remove. This can be literal, physical, a favor the fate-bound character needs, or a problem in the relationship itself. Whatever the peril, addressing it shouldn't take more than one scene, but it should require a hard choice or risk on the character's part. And so, in this instance, I would be evoking the condition, essentially, and making it. And so, by doing so, if if this is his thing, right? If he is imperiled, then I will hold on to that and compel, basically, Donnie to tell me what his problem is.
Okay.
He would look to me as a solution.
Absolutely. And to clarify, yes, the book details or suggests that a story-guided character should only be fate-bound to one person at a time. For this one, I'm willing to make an exception. So long as you guys aren't going over your fate binding limits. As a reminder, you guys are limited to your dots of legend in fate binding. In Charles's case, you have a red string of fate that allows you to have one extra one. If you're compelling compelling Unbound, he's compelled to tell you why he's imperiled. Donnie's gonna look at you. There's no like heartfelt confession. He is fairly aggressive in this. He puts his hand on your, well, more so like your upper stomach, and kind of stops you and says, "I will forgive this once, but don't ever get in my way again. You have no idea what that man has done to me. My existence is full of controversy and pain because of him. Even right now, everything hurts. Sobriety is a curse, but it's the only time I can focus. What kind of man does that to his son? Condemns him to be inebriated at all times just so he can have a moment of peace. The skin hurts. Gideon, do you not understand that? But it's the only time I have a chance to take him out."
So I will look down at his hand. And just kind of put a finger and a thumb around his wrist and kind of gently peel it away from me. While your fate remains to be seen, understand this. I am not in your way. We are not in your way. The only one here in your way is you. The limitations you feel that he's placed upon you. If it is truly his destruction that you seek, then it is up to you to find a way to repurpose the power that he's been giving you. You say your skin stings. I begin to weep lava. We are all here created or born. We are all writhing in our own pain. You say sobriety is suffering. I think it's a crutch for your sense of inadequacy. What you need is the strength to act. Do you have it? Because if you did, we wouldn't have been able to stop you. Purpose is all-consuming. And if it is truly your destiny to destroy him, then it will happen.
He looks like he opens his mouth a couple times as if to say something and then chooses to remain silent. Removes his hand from your forefinger and thumb. If you allow, of course. You're much stronger than Donnie. Kind of lets it fall to his side. And then kind of looks around at the party and looks at Charles and THALIS. And doesn't speak. With that, of course, taking care of some mechanics as well. Gideon, are you at your maximum for fate bindings?
No, I only have the one.
Mm-hmm. Do you choose to take him on as a fate binding?
I will.
Okay.
Take
Any-
him on as a. I'll take him on as a worshiper.
Understood. Certainly, the things you've said are going to resonate, and he will likely. Worship takes many forms. He will likely remember this or attempt to remember this, and you can assist with him remembering this lesson as well. So a new fate binding is added. You regain a dot of legend. Does that put you over your max legend in this moment?
It does.
Okay, we will get to that very shortly. Charles, same question.
Yes.
Would you accept him as a fate binding?
Yes, I'll accept him as a boon companion.
Excellent. Does that put you over your dots of legend?
Yes, and I would like to summon a mundane character with it.
We'll get back to that very shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Thalis.
Yes.
In this moment, I want to get some insight on you as well. Your father has always been kind to you. Has always been not exactly doting, but
Right.
got you the small loan of $1 million, and it helped you form Bacchus there and started up a company, provided you with all the tools you needed to succeed. To learn that he is not even just neglecting Donnie, but has done something to him to make it so it hurts to be sober, but that's the only time that he can think clearly, is a cruelty that you had not heard him do before in
Right.
modern age. What are Thalis' opinions on that? This is clear hatred from Donnie angled toward Dionysus. What are your thoughts?
So there's quite a few thoughts because, like you said, this is something that I myself hadn't personally experienced. Um, so at this point, I'm wondering if there were any times where perhaps I may have noticed it in the past, or maybe something happened in the past, not necessarily to me per se, but in my vicinity, um, that maybe I didn't perceive it as such at the time, but maybe with this new information might have been like, huh, yeah, that was kind of fucked.
Let's have a mental roll from you. I would think let's go back and I'm going to allow you to choose anything in your mental arena and whatever you think you would need to remember instances like this. For skills, I should say.
Let's see. So I was thinking possibly cunning and empathy, with the empathy bit being trying to relate with Donnie and kind of see things from, his perspective as it were.
Absolutely. By all means, make your roll.
5 successes.
5 successes. You have seen your father for your guys' like sort of brunch meetups and times where you guys are relaxing and just discussing business, just having a casual conversation and things like that. He suppresses a lot of his aura and a lot of what the old being is. Being around him can drive one to madness. He thrives on the mad cults, the intoxication, the inebriation, all of that, and he derives pleasure from seeing people indulge themselves in that. He also derives pleasure from the unwitting realization that people have done that or are doing that. You recall during those moments of like brunch and such, where he will let slip some of his essence, some of his aura, and watch someone with a kind of a sly smile as they suddenly become inebriated and will just spill fresh hot coffee on themselves, burning themselves. You recall a lot of Bacchus Be There's competitors and the competitors and other business partners, like people that have slighted the business or that are refusing agreements and things like that. Their CEOs in those companies and the higher ups on their boards commonly end up either in like car accidents for drunk driving, or they're caught in a scandal where they were caught in a hotel room with cocaine or whatever drugs. It's not, you have no proof, you're just recalling that it was always very easy for Bacchus Be There to remain on top. And it may have been to your father's intervention and some cruelty on his part.
Yeah, no, and like you said, that's not really something that I can prove one way or the other, but it is definitely something that I want to remain mindful of moving forward. Kind of keeping my eye out for any such instances that would more or less corroborate what Donnie's bringing to the table.
Excellent. Thalis, while I'm not going to offer you a fate binding condition just yet with your relationship with Donnie,
Understandable.
I would say that you probably, depending on your interactions with him, going forward from the future, that it will be a possibility in the future.
Okay.
You've gained a little bit more insight into another aspect of your father that you haven't seen, and how he treats other children that he has.
Right. Right. I don't know if this would be an instance where that was more directed at the ones who were brought in rather than made, or the ones who were born rather than being made. So I don't know if there's a difference there just yet, but I'll likely be doing some digging into that as well.
Understood. The scene is yours, gentlemen. I've gathered insight. I've gathered your fate bindings. Charles and Gideon, you are over your legend limit, so you must expend some power before the scene is over. Otherwise, it will explode out of you.
That's coming. I will. Donnie, your name is, right?
Yeah.
Something to consider in all of this is that your patron, most of these gods, are complex in nature. They are multifaceted, just as we are. The thing that separates you and I is that you are, like it or not, bound by a part of you that is driven by ego. And yet, the other part of you pulls toward friends and family. This is why there are so many of the Theoi who destroy their parents, these things in conflict, these virtues, if you will. This is also why you can look to someone like Charles as a friend and a brother. One of these will serve you in your quest, and the other will ultimately destroy you. I might advise you try to lean in to the one that will save you from yourself.
It's hard to do. I don't know how to keep people in my life. I just kind of stumble in and out.
Well, then I'll keep you in my life, and you won't have to worry about it.
hugs you, Charles. He's weeping by this point, and he dries his eyes after he pulls away and looks at you, Gideon, and says, I can't guarantee that I'm going to remember this, but I'm going to try, and if I do, then thank you.
Don't thank me. Either ascension or destruction awaits you at the end of your journey. But in the meantime, I will expend my legend to bless Donnie.
What blessing would you like to give Donnie?
So in line with my purviews, considering everything that is and was that brought him to me, I find that the war epicenter is likely that which will resonate with him most clearly. And so I'm going to cut through his fog of pain and suffering and give him a sense of singular purpose. He has a mission. It is destruction. Nothing else matters right now.
Okay. I like it. You bestow this blessing on him. You can see the fires of war in his eyes reignite. The shame and sadness, the self-pity is gone for his past failures. His most recent failure, quickly forgotten. He will try again. He will likely, if let go and left to his own devices, he will likely make an attempt tonight again. But you don't gather that, you gather that he's not going to be upset if he fails. So long as if he even strikes a little bit of a blow, if he sees a single drop of blood off of Dionysus, he'll be very pleased with himself.
Not all wars are fought on the battlefield, Donnie.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Anything else from the rest of you? Charles, you must expend a point of legend, otherwise it will explode out of you.
Yes. For clarification, if it were to explode out of me, would it be like when I drank Florida Man's energy drink?
I would choose either an ability that you have at your disposal, and that would just suddenly trigger, or a marvel would trigger, and you would find yourself performing a marvel unintentionally. So either you expend it by the end of the scene with your choice, or I choose for you if you allow it to rest at the end of the scene.
Would I be able to do a marvel with the motif that no one I meet is unimportant for my red string? And I don't have a purview on my red string of fate, so I can't really tie that directly to a purview associated with that relic.
Mm-hmm. We'll be going off of
Am I
your.
free to use?
We'll be going off of either your Pantheon purview, that's usually the default, or for an argument being made for another purview that you have, then by all means. What would you like to do, and we'll figure out a purview for you.
Okay. I want to summon a mundane character, specifically Ted Ewan's secretary that I went on the date with in Las Vegas to the party.
Okay. What purviews do you possess?
Innately, I possess the Beast Purview, Tian Ming, and off the top of my dome piece, I feel like that might be it, but that sounds wrong. Hang on. Yeah, no, off the top of my dome piece was right. I do have Tian Ming and the Beast Purview innately.
Okay, this is going to be a stretch, but I'm going to allow it. And if it is not absolutely clear why I allowed it, for the stupid fucking reason I'm about to, feel free to ask, and I'll
Elaborate?
gladly answer. So you summon a mundane character using a marvel. You just kind of think about her, and you. Damn, I wish she was kind of here right now. You hear Charles.
Get the fuck out of here. I was just thinking about you.
Oh, this is so weird. What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm about to go to the van. We're about to leave, but had a great time. I played a little Battle of the Bands with Justin Bieber, and fucking, I'm pretty sure saw, it wasn't really confirmed, but I'm pretty sure I saw Danny DeVito in a green morph suit trying to fight him.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was awesome. Hell of a mosh.
Right on. Well, this is awesome. This is pretty cool. You guys said you're leaving?
We're about to head back to New York. You want to ride?
You're going back to New York? Would that be okay? I have to stay here for a project I'm pursuing. The Northern Stargazer, the fish, the big fish statue.
Yeah, the prairie squid.
Yeah, there's the what squid?
The prairie squid. If you look at the statue now, it definitely looks more like a squid than a fish.
What did you do?
I don't know who did that, but whoever it was, they were hella strong.
Well, anyway, I'm investigating some stuff for my organization about the fish itself. There's something there's supposed to be a tie to some deity, or that's the rumor, I guess, but here for fish. So I have to stay. I thought I would have cut loose a little bit. Don't tell my boss.
I wouldn't know who to tell.
I have to stay, but if you find yourself back in town, I'll be here for about 3
This town
days.
or New York town?
This town, Charles.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be here for about 3 days, and then I'll be heading back to New York. If you're still in New York, you should text me.
Yeah. Let me make sure I got your number, and I'll read the number I have back to her.
Mm-hmm. She nods. She confirms that that's her number.
Fantastic. I'll have her save, since I've blatantly forgotten her name, I'll have her make sure she saves it in the contacts and calls herself.
Okay.
Just so I don't forget.
Understood. You do this. Your marvel is used. She technically just disappears. She kind of lingers for a bit and just kind of like, I'm gonna go get a drink. You
see if you can find a recording of my bass solo. It was pretty cool.
You did a bass solo? I didn't know you played bass.
I told you I did Battle of the... Me neither.
Okay, I'm gonna go hunt that down. I gotta see that. You have a great trip and be safe.
I do what I want. Have a good time. Charles used step sideways to just pop up at the van.
Excellent.
I did one other thing, sorry. The blessing is technically an imbue. So in order to spend that legend, after I give him a moment of clarity, I would also take the opportunity to relieve him of his burden, the one that is intoxicating burden. I would like to spend one legend to utilize the resolve condition marvel. It says you can spend one legend to resolve a condition that is related to or opposed to the nature or symbolism of your purview. This can break curses or other magically inflicted conditions. I will be utilizing my epic stamina epicenter, which is mutated, which says, endless and unceasing, you gain scale against all attempts to physically harm you, whether through direct physical assault, poisons, environmental effects, or stranger methods. However, your friend rejects such abuse so firmly that every time it fails to damage you, and it says causes collateral damage to things around you. So I would like to purge him of his curse.
Absolutely.
And as a result, cause a bit of collateral damage in the process.
Excellent.
Does that mean it just makes everyone around you painfully sober?
Probably something like that.
Are you rolling the collateral pool, or are you adding to it?
It just adds one die directly to the collateral pool.
Excellent. So we are up to 3 collateral.
So whatever
I have to be sober.
I think it's forcibly ejected from him.
Not a problem. In your blessing, while Charles is talking to this woman, you bless him and you purge him of Dionysus's curse. Donnie no longer has to be drunk, and no longer has to be to numb the pain with drugs and alcohol. Wow. That's kind of beautiful. You
It
do
really
this.
is.
You do this, and Donnie may not realize that yet he's going through a lot of emotions, but he is no longer in pain with him being sober in this moment.
Well, it's a viral wear off and he'll calm down.
Yeah. Everyone around. So Charles, Thalis, and Majin have all had a little bit to drink as well. Suddenly, you are stark sober. You can see a rage of people kind of like looking around and going, shaking your head and like moving very quickly to see if there's any like blur, and they just looking at their
I'd like to
cups.
point at one random person in the audience and just like tackle them, be like, "You did this!"
No,
And then,
dude, what?
dip your fuck.
I'm confused. What's happening?
So I would like to utilize a little something that I keep, for any such instance where I would be sober, which for the sake of, terms of whatever, terms of service or whatever, we're going to call it pocket sand.
Okay. You do
Just
this.
so you know,
Just so I don't have to be sober.
the funny thing about this is a character that's hit by it is immune for the rest of the scene. So
Oh no. Excellent. This also
Pocket sand is useless.
I'll say as well, this with the collateral as well. This sort of radius. Gregor, you wake up in the van. You had gone to the van and kind of faded in and out of consciousness, and then eventually you'd fallen asleep. In this moment, you wake up, not exactly in a fright, but sort of no hangover, no drunkenness, completely of sound mind and body.
What? Look at the paper I was writing because I needed to get the information out in case I was down for 10 hours, like Donnie said.
This is very
What?
much a case of write drunk, edit sober. There's a lot of typos. There's things that don't make sense in there. There's some trains of thought that just begin and end.
And yet somehow it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Having awareness sucks. Accidentally wrote an a terrible, horrible symbol in there. Just X through that.
Precisely. Yeah, you guys may continue your scene. Gregor, you are awake.
Okay, I'm gonna sit in the van. I have no compulsion to go outside the van.
The van is safe. The van is home.
Yeah, the van is safe. The van is home. I'm going to write it down in case this is just a random moment of lucidity and try to get my information because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Makes sense.
Last time you left the van was not very safe.
So we got Charles, Gideon, Thalis, Majin. The scene is yours. You may make your way past this crowd that is now stark sober and continue on your journey.
Step on
Majin,
the van.
what you've missed while you were gone, you are now dead sober.
I'm dead. Have I been drinking?
I would assume you had a couple drinks with Rihanna, and you have been known to smoke a specific leaf. So I would have. Forgive me, I made assumptions.
Yeah, that's kind of rude to do. Okay. Is this the next day or the same day? Or?
Same night, literally just happened.
Oh shit.
Out of nowhere.
Okay. You're muted.
You guys may continue your scene and you make your way back to the van, make your way back to your allies if you so wish.
Yep, off to the van.
Yeah, let's go.
All in the day's work.
Muted.
I'm doing this a lot today. You guys make your way back to the van, back to the van, back to your ally, and move through the crowd, move through the space. The party is still going. It's still raving. It will likely be going well into the morning. You
You're
guys
back at the van.
Yes, you guys get back to the van and
Okay.
you find Gregor upon entering, if you so choose.
Can we choose not to find Gregor when we enter?
Choose not to enter.
Gregor, do you wish to be perceived?
I do this time, yes.
Excellent. Gideon, you had something.
Oh, I just say I attempt to disbelieve.
Excellent.
Gregor.
You guys are all reunited once more.
Good. Good you're here. Good. Excellent. Good news, bad news, great news, terrible news.
Let's start with the bad.
Terrible.
The terrible
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
or the bad?
Terrible.
Let's go to that
Sin.
out of the way. The
Terrible?
and
Okay,
bad,
okay.
then we'll
So,
go to the good
terrible
stuff.
news. It's bigger. There's a lot more pawns than we expected on his side.
A few 100,000.
Maybe not, but there's definitely more than we anticipated.
That sounds so terrible.
Oh no,
Is-
I was expecting like a country populace.
Yeah. I was expecting you to
Given
be like,
man speaker's influence, yes, effectively.
yeah,
Yeah,
Uh,
that's within
not bad.
expectation.
Okay, fine.
So what's the bad news, aka the mediocre news, I guess?
I made contact with one of them.
That's not even bad. What? What?
He's declared himself my enemy.
You've been
Oh,
meant to do
okay.
that,
So
Problematic, at least, yeah.
that doesn't
we'll
even
take care of
sound
him.
bad for us. That's
He's
bad for
infiltrated
you.
my network.
Yeah, that's you have a network. What do you mean network? What?
Good news, I established a network.
The bad news is that it hates you.
But the bad news is that it's
Okay.
been infiltrated already.
Yeah.
Okay, it's been something that I knew nothing about. It's been infiltrated. Cool. All right. So
Okay.
bad.
It sounds like it'll be more fun that way.
All right.
Gregor, you guys
So-
as well. You have Donnie. Donnie is with them as well, and he just kind of is looking around the van, as if it's a new space for him.
Donnie, you've been sober in here before. What are you doing?
Not this sober, I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, we had to stop one time because you was like, yeah, probably not this sober. You was throwing
didn't-
tens
we
of
didn't-
tantrums.
We didn't stop. He jumped out.
True, he did jump out.
No, we
weren't-
talking to the gas station. That's where I ran into my trainer. I got jumped in the bathroom while Donnie was holding it up, summoning lightning bolts in through the ceiling.
No, he
Oh,
got
yeah.
sober and then he jumped out because
Well,
he couldn't stand
What's
being
that?
sober.
with that said, make sure you get some rest tonight because you're waking up very early in the morning.
I do what I want.
I'm talking to Donnie.
Okay. Sure. Yeah.
Also, we're gonna have to drive
Beat
to New
this
York.
shit off.
We're driving to New York.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm not capable of making a portal right now.
Shooting blanks.
Chose to not make
Oh, is
portals in exchange for other powers.
Quick aside. You're at 6 momentum with this beginning a new scene. Continue.
Chose to not be able to make portals anymore in exchange for different powers that would be more effective against the king. Speaking of
What is
which,
this? You open your stat sheet and just fucking make some like edits? Like,
you don't have one of those?
you shut the fuck up right now. What's the shortcut? Is it F12?
No, you do this with your hand.
I'll Alt for this whole fucking thing. I swear.
Just do this with your hand, and you can kind of see it manifest.
I swear.
It gets more. It gets
Eh.
more. It gets
Nothing-
more. It gets more real with more awareness.
Nothing happens, Charles.
You gotta pinch. You gotta
Oh my
pinch
god,
it
that's
like
crazy! I
that.
can't believe that worked.
Did you try believing in yourself?
Gregor was
Guys,
like,
do you not see this? Oh man, it says I can edit my relationship chart. Just go ahead and nix MAJIN and fucking come over here and
They immediately just walk out.
no.
Gideon, what were you saying?
Leave.
I said, is that the extent of your news? And then I pushed Charles into the bathroom.
Oh, so you were pushed into the bathroom of the van.
I have
Everything has a bathroom.
a
Right?
great amount of detail about the King in Yellow, and I know his goal and how we should fight him.
You could
Shoot him.
We need to. Okay, so his win condition is not our lose condition. Our lose condition is not his win condition. Our goal is primarily to kill him. Yes, kill this avatar. Yes,
Putting into it?
exactly. So
Yes.
his win condition is the play. It's all a play to him. If we do anything miraculous, anything crazy in the fight, he starts to win. If he has an audience at all, he wins. That's his win condition.
Well, but if he's as influential as you say and he dies, he's a martyr with me, which means he wins.
Yes, but I can also just say he went to the island of the guy who didn't kill himself.
Quick question:
Ah.
Are we not an
Ah.
audience for this individual?
Sorry?
Are we not an audience if we're there?
No,
Does it have to be
we're
others?
on the stage. We're not the audience.
Mm.
If
Okay.
but if there is no audience, he can't have that much of an effect. And then afterwards, I can only say he went to the island of the guy who didn't kill himself, that he was laundering money, and I can spread those tales, seed a whole bunch of misinformation, completely discredit this individual. That wouldn't be difficult.
Yeah, that sounds like politics.
Yes, it is. His one condition is politics. If he politics better than us,
Ew.
he wins.
We have to
He's-
kill this guy.
He struck us in our weak spot.
I'm very
All
good
this, by
at
the way, is
politics.
awful. From the other side of the bathroom door.
As for his martyrdom, that is a big problem. I'm not currently able to begin the desaturation campaign, but looks to Thalis. Are you able to start hurting him?
Think so?
Excellent. I'll start the rumor mill I'll start the rumor mill next time I'm able, but I'm unable to currently. All I can do is create life right now.
So
We
no one
put a bunch of photos of Chim Chim and lingerie in his sock drawer.
What was that?
I open the bathroom.
Guys, we can do this. It's easy. We put a bunch of photos of Chim Chim and lingerie in the sock drawer.
Okay, I close the bathroom again.
You had something to say, Gideon?
I did. I just sit down.
Okay, so that is how we need to discredit him.
Oh, no
Yeah,
one can
man.
know. Right, that's what I said.
Pardon?
No one can know he's been destroyed even after the fact.
That would be the best case scenario. If we can even make it look like he fled the scene and went into hiding, that would be the best case scenario.
So could I.
Pardon?
It just comes natural to us.
Which means we need no audience, and Carnegie Hall needs to stay up. Chim Chim can probably disable all cameras in Carnegie Hall to prevent any audience. Given that he's a monkey and there'll be normal cameras, he could probably just push them over.
Can't y'all just like call in a hurricane or something? You know,
Me?
anybody. I don't know what y'all do. There's
I
fucking.
would also like to
I can probably do that.
would like to remind Charles you have something to deal with at Carnegie Hall now too. If you recall last session.
I gotta go pretend to be important.
Okay, Charles. You're in the bathroom still. You can do that in a little bit.
So it sounds like we just have to make it seem that this fellow has run off or poses him. Publicly.
Pose as him and destroy. Man speaker, he's
A speaker of men.
Not even a man.
What?
Thalis,
Yes.
you have trickery. You have trickery, yes?
I do.
You've got the trickery calling. You're a trickster. Are you capable of posing as somebody?
Oh, I can replace the entire staff.
Why the fuck didn't you say that?
We have our
You've been
answer. We
sitting
kill.
here thinking about this for a good 2 minutes, and you what?
Then we have our answer. We
So
send
I
one of
re-
the.
I read
We
in a
kill him.
self-help book that I shouldn't harsh your creative mellow. I think
No.
the guy was high when he wrote it.
No, you need. Okay, so with that in mind, we kill him. Then you go out. You, as one, either yourself or one of the Thalises, goes out, pretending to be him, and start tanking his reputation. I'll start the campaign of disinformation and the rumor mill by using my tale crafting to just destroy his reputation. Then it's a matter of, oh no, he went out on a boat ride and didn't come back.
It
By
was the
himself.
Stingrays, wasn't it?
Yes, I'll make sure to say he went out. I'll make sure to start the rumor that,
No,
that
they'll
he
martyr
went
him.
out like
Don't do it.
Erwin. It'll only martyr him if he's an animal rights activist.
Well, the other thing to
All we
consider
know he is.
great mystery of his disappearance. It should be final and very complete once you do it. Verifiable.
The problem is he's an incarnation.
Well, yes, but the public doesn't know that.
Yes, but incarnations can be recreated.
In
If it
days.
is given the godly power, if he's got a couple set up.
Not with enough time to reestablish the same type of power base. I believe you might be giving him too much credit.
Perhaps. But
Probably
also,
moves,
he
right?
is. Pardon?
We're driving and talking, right?
We haven't started driving yet.
Oh, goddamn!
We can't do it while he's here. He can't be in the car while it's on.
Oh my god, man!
There is that.
What
So
momentum do we have?
5, 6,
We have 6 momentum.
6.
I can keep my percentages at bay long enough for us to make the trip, probably.
All right, it's about a 4-hour trip drive. In which case, we can start moving.
Right. As far as getting the staff out of the building, yeah, if we can get them all out of there, I can make enough copies of myself to replace all of them. I would like to request that we head by at least maybe a party city or something. Some form of disguise helps.
Fair. But we don't need to replace the staff. We just need to get them out. The thing we need is to replace Manspeaker.
Oh no, replacing the staff is more to evacuate everyone else out. If it seems like it's coming from a person of authority, they're more likely to comply.
Well, then why don't we just go out ahead? You can replace the staff. Manspeaker doesn't necessarily need to know. So as far as his event is concerned, nothing is changed. The rest can catch up. And the stage is set, as it were.
Yeah.
A performance with no audience.
Very doable.
At least
If
the
you...
only two. This is a lot of copies, but you give me enough time.
It's all
If
that
we go-
matters.
You'll have enough time.
With this here, with a tentative plan in action, we're going to take our break. We'll finalize details behind the scenes, and we'll be back with you guys again very shortly after a brief intermission. We'll see you very soon. Welcome back. We are deep in our drive. You guys are discussing a plan on your way to New York. Gideon, you are suppressing your epicenters using point of momentum, correct?
Actually, we're going ahead. Thalis and I are going ahead to Carnegie Hall to prepare the stage and replace the staff and get fake mustaches and whatnot to disguise ourselves.
Understood.
Uh,
So,
And for the
Can I
record,
go with
no
you to
one
save
should
my
ever.
apprentice?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Can I go with you to save my apprentice?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just for the record, you're getting a fake mustache as well, and nobody should ever have to justify a fake mustache.
so, Gideon, you are carrying these two?
Yep.
I'm assuming? Okay.
It's easy.
Excellent. So, with that, we are joining a new scene for both our parties, the split dynamic of the band in this moment. So, we are at 7 momentum in this moment. Gregor, MAJIN, you guys are all you're both in the van, correct?
Yeah. Is Donnie with us?
Donnie's with you, yes. Is there anything else that needs to be discussed?
I got first shift. It's like a 4-hour drive. I'll drive 2 hours. You drive 2 hours.
Wait, did they leave already?
They're leaving us.
Thalis! Thalis! Leave us some of your copies. Or is it Thalisai? What you call them? Thalisiuses?
Thalises.
Please.
Thalises.
Yeah, I can leave some copies behind if need be.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
How many copies do you leave, Thalis?
Thank you.
How many do you guys want? 2, 3?
Dude.
Doesn't.
Well, okay. 2 copies.
Cool. You are left with a copy of the Thalises, 2 copies of the Thalises. Is there anything that you guys need to discuss, Gregor, MAJIN, and Thalis?
I don't know why he wanted a Thalisi.
2.
So they could drive.
Oh, they're okay.
I mean, yeah, they can drive. They can swap out one of them. I mean, a 4-hour drive is not.
They're also a convenient
Yeah.
way for you to pass on information to Thalis. You can stab one after telling him what he needs to know. And then
I feel like we don't need to go that far. We could just slap them.
They
I feel like I wouldn't know that. I'm gonna do the little tap writer thing, SOS stuff on his skin, like with a knife, and see if he gets it that way.
I just imagine the first one and he disappears.
Like a
What are
balloon.
you doing?
yeah, you
sending-
stab
Everyone's like, dude.
I'm sending the original a message. Hold still.
you stab
Here's
the
the
Thalis,
thing.
the copy
You
of
tell
Thalis, and he poofs.
What the fuck?
Thalis, you feel a little bit of a pain, a stabbing pain in your arm. Nothing. spared, but you're
MAJIN,
good.
they poof if you do anything to them.
If they get a fucking mosquito bite, they poof.
I mean, it has to be a little bit more than a mosquito bite. But if you want to send a message, I can send a fucking text.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Would you mind making a second copy when you are
Okay.
done? You're with driving.
I'll make the second copy and have the copy that's not driving send the text because texting and driving is dangerous. I mean, I can't yearn for I can't argue for children yearning for the minds and texting and driving in the same episode. I had to pick one or the other.
Fair.
Lesser evils, really.
We'll advocate for cloning yourself and driving at the same time.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh my
That's
god.
me, but it's not
Just
me.
get a TSA message from Charles.
Well, with this in mind, I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
We need to be well rested for tomorrow.
What I will say this though, because I intend on beating Donnie up for about 30 minutes before the sunrise. So yeah.
Okay.
AKA training. I'm
Yes.
training his
No,
body,
I'm
his
tracking
mind
it.
and soul. Okay.
Tracking
You're,
that.
you're jumping him in. That's what I'm hearing.
Mhm.
So Gregor, Donnie, and MAJIN had to sleep in the van. Thalis, you drive alongside Thalis. Thalis, Charles, and Gideon, what are you guys up to?
Well, since I'm suppressing my epicenters, I'm not leaving a wake of destruction behind me, sadly.
Okay.
Running with abandon, sadly, no trenches, no divots. This is the most quietest, boring jog I've ever had in my life.
Do you want me to hit some vehicles as we pass them?
No, fine. It's fine.
We can make a mess on the return trip.
I have every intention of having fun in New York. So when we get to New York, what time of day is it? It's like the middle of the night?
You guys are still in the middle of the night, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe early morning at this point.
Like
So
1 in the morning at the latest, I imagine.
I will help Thalis get to wherever he wants to go for whatever items he wants to retrieve.
Is there a 24-hour party city in New York that we could hit along the way, or is that
Every party city is 24 hours. Watch.
What?
That answers your question, Thalis.
Are you looking for like silly mustaches or?
Oh, we're going to get as many fake mustaches as we can.
You guys break into a party city.
I mean, that's putting it really violently.
There's probably
Makes it sound
like
like
some
we're
sort
committing a
of
crime.
probably some sort of silent alarm tripped. Surprisingly, there is still the sort of store music playing. You guys hear Wham. The song is Last Christmas, because everyone has to suffer because of my suffering. Yeah, it's still
That's
playing.
Beautiful. I'm just gonna lay down and enjoy the music.
Wham.
Yeah.
Wham.
I'm gonna acquire as many fake mustaches as I can.
Easily done in a party city.
After a while, I become Zen Charles. My a year turns into a year.
Understood. You guys liberate Party City of its fake mustaches. Doing so rather quickly, I would imagine. Probably getting through only really one playing of Last Christmas, and yeah, you guys exit the Party City just in time as likely the security company that is in charge of this arrives.
Their dispatch time is very fast for an extremely urban city.
Yeah.
They probably don't get paid enough to follow you on foot.
Security companies don't have like a patrol. Like they don't just like in New York they just kind of hang out at certain spots. That's why you have posted guards. In reality, it was pretty slow for this dude to just be like, alarm's going off, and then gets out of his chair. So it's one guy. But you guys see him as you guys are exiting.
Also,
With no gun.
don't want to leave the store in any unnecessary disarray because really the retail workers get enough shit from the people who go there.
So I'll just go up and shake his hand and be like, "A year to you, good sir."
Did you just rob
Hop
Party
on
City?
Gideon's back. We didn't rob. We merely liberated the minds of those the party.
I'm gonna have to ask you to stay where you are while I call the police.
You can't keep us here. Have a good night. I'll hop on Gideon's back.
I'd like to toss him a little baggie of pocket sand and as we're running off. Merry Christmas to all and to all a good night.
He catches the pocket sand and kind of reaches down for an empty holster. Charles, something drops into your hands. Chim Chim drops it into your hands. You see now one of those little fireable tasers.
I'm gonna shoot it at the guard.
Tase the guard. He's now on the ground, convulsing in pain, muscles tightening through electricity.
I'm gonna drop the taser. All right, guys, let's go. I tried being Zen and it just doesn't fucking pan out. All right.
Hey,
It's a good workout.
He got to get tased and get a bag of pocket sand in the same night. I mean, that's not bad.
Win-win.
Usually, you have to pick between one or the other.
I'm taking us to Carnegie Hall now.
Track it all. You leave the tased guard, still continuously being tased, in the parking lot of a party city. Life is rough for that, man. Cool.
I hope he doesn't get in trouble for the bag of
You
pockets.
feel
Chim
personal.
Chim a little. Give Chim Chim a little high five.
You guys make your way to Carnegie Hall. Gregor and MAJIN, we'll get to you guys very shortly. However, I'm interested in the individuals that are already ahead of schedule and what you guys are up to. Let's run through what you guys are preparing, what you guys are doing.
Well,
Well, we're here.
yep, we're here. Definitely want to make as many copies of myself like throughout the night. Adding more and more. And those copies again making more copies of themselves. All of which are going to get fake mustaches, which thanks to my metamorphosis purview, excuse me, when I conceal my identity by any means, trivial characters will fail to see through this disguise. So fake mustache is good enough.
I don't know, Thalis. You still look like Thalis.
It works on all the mortals running around. They can I don't know why, but they cannot tell the difference.
I believe for recognition for mortals the same, are people of the same tier, it would be a clash of wills.
I believe so, yeah.
Cool. But yeah, you do this, you make as many copies yourself, you disguise them with your fake mustache. Yeah, where do you distribute them? Just at the venue itself?
Right. So the plan here is to essentially replace the event staff. So more or less, like they'll show up like, hey, I don't know what to tell you, man. They told me to cover the shift. I guess you got the day off.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we can do that from the side, right?
I mean, also if bribery needs to happen to get rid of any of the others, like, hey, here's $100. Go do anything else.
Okay. Easily done. I'll remind you guys it is still very, very early, so it would likely behoove you guys to get some rest before this.
Oh, yes, yes. It's more like the plan for the morning when people start showing up.
Okay.
Because I think aside from keeping people from coming in, there's not really a whole lot that we're going to be able to do for the morning part. For the current time, that's going to be more for in the morning.
Okay.
But we can camp out in Carnegie Hall.
So that is the Thalis' end of the plan. Gideon, Charles, what are you guys' end of the plan?
I gotta check something real quick. Come back to me.
Charles?
Once we get to Carnegie Hall, I'll call my apprentice phone and see what's going on there.
You call his phone. You can see you hear a voice that is not your apprentice and says, "You're here quite early. We're expecting you tomorrow morning."
Well, I'm an efficient man.
Wave hi to the
So-
camera. There's one up in the corner. Says, "Open for negotiations then."
Hoping to fill out the proper paperwork through legitimate channels of my organizations and your organization to reclaim my assets.
First, we want to know why he was here.
He was here to make sure that the security detail would know what they're in for whenever Mr. Manspeaker arrives.
You're implying this was a test?
Not necessarily a test as much as it was getting a good layout for the security detail of the way that people operate within the facility. So whether that be patrons that are visiting and how they operate when visiting, their typical habits and things of the sort, or the security details in and of themselves and the integrity of those people.
Sure, sounds like a test to me.
Well, so far you're doing pretty swimmingly, I'll be honest.
What organization are you with?
Currently, I'm with the DoD's Department of the Unbound.
Not an organization I've heard of.
And we try to keep it that way. It's on our end that we didn't train our personnel quite efficiently enough to not be caught in this testing, and we do apologize for any inconvenience. And we'll fill out appropriate paperwork as required.
Charles, I need a check from you, please. A manipulation, whatever you think you need to sell this lie.
Okie dokie.
As a reminder, you guys are currently, well, with this being a new scene, you guys are currently at 8 momentum.
I would like to invoke my combat specialist path
Okay.
to assist me with this, if at all possible.
Detail how.
Or I can do the Scion Hero Organization. The combat specialist path, I was thinking with Charles' experience with police officers in New York and military units he stumbled across during training and things like that. He would know like more of how to talk to people in that regard. If we were doing Scion Hero Organization, then he would use like the
just the proper vernacular for either one.
Like, empathy of organizational culture and stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, by all means, your choice, whichever one you would like to rely on.
Okie dokie. Could I make an argument for composure over manipulation in this regard?
You could not.
Fair enough. All right. Let's make this roll. I got 2 material success.
So, with that, the individual speaks up and says, "This is going to go a lot easier if you stop bullshitting me. You guys gain another point of momentum."
Okie dokie.
Why don't you explain who you really are, what your man is doing here?
All right. I'm Charles Michael, and I am a Scion of Sun Wukong. He is one of my followers, and he was coming to check up on Carnegie Hall for me. I used to live in Central Park for a time being, and just wanted to check up on the area.
The area is secure. We'll be releasing your man to the proper authorities.
Who are the proper authorities? You know what? Hold that thought. I'd like to go ahead and use my Registering of Fate snack to track down my follower.
You feel a pull. It's likely somewhere you know that he's in the building, likely somewhere where like you can see the cameras, probably like a security room.
I'll follow the pull.
The individual on the phone says, "Where are you moving to?"
Following my gut.
Is that right?
Yeah, weird divinity god things.
You're gonna attempt to break
I'm not
in
going to
to
attempt. I'm
Carnegie
just going to
Hall,
walk
Charles?
in.
It's gonna end very poorly for your man if you do that, Charles.
Do you remember what happened the first time we spoke? I believe I gave you a promise.
I do.
Do you remember what that promise was?
I don't particularly care.
Fantastic. Well, we'll see how that plays out for you, sir.
I guess we'll see. In a number of seconds, you hear a gun cock, and then a bullet fire.
Mm-hmm.
Charles, you feel the fate binding dissipate.
Okay. Do I still have the direction of the pull? Like, do I still know what direction it was pulling me to?
You do. fading.
Fantastic.
Quickly, but you have a remnant.
Then I'll run as fast as possible at this point.
Thalis, Gideon, you guys see this?
I mean, we couldn't have been that far. Who was Charles interacting with? Somebody at a camera?
You saw him waving to a camera, having a conversation with someone on the phone. Charles, was the phone on speaker, or were you up to the ear?
I would have had it on speaker.
You guys hear it's some man. You guys heard the conversation then. For clarification of what time frame this is taking, this is on, given the fact that we have progressed up to this point where Thalis has duplicated himself. It is morning. Gregor, MAJIN, you guys would arrive. We'll say for dramatic effect in this moment.
Well, since there was something I was probably going to be doing, it is very likely that I wasn't there for this part. So,
Okay. Gideon,
yeah.
Cutting away from that, then Gideon, what were you up to in this moment?
So, knowing that we need to not only get rid of the potential audience, but we need to basically lure the king into a false sense of security. I am confident that the Unbound are self-aware and committed enough that they would not be swayed by any bullshit that this charlatan might spit. So, seeing as how we are in New York, I'm sure that there are, well, considering population density, more than a few here. So while everything gets ready at Carnegie Hall, I was going to go to what I would consider to be an epicenter of oppression, a place where I could channel properly the types of energies that resonate with the Unbound. So I was going to go to, I don't know, we'll say a bank, or like a place of well, not even a bank, like a bank headquarters.
Mm-hmm.
And I was going to ascend to the roof and use the structure as a sacrifice to perform a marvel in order to communicate with the Unbound.
By all means, you're atop the bank, atop this sort of bank headquarters. It is still very early in the morning, so there are not a whole lot of workers or anything that are present. What would you like to do, Gideon?
I will once again communicate with them in the same fashion that I have in the past. I will get to a knee, and I will drive my fist into the structure itself, utilizing my World of Glass boon and my, we'll say my Instrument of the End mutation, which gives me a particularly makes me particularly efficient at obliterating things like structures and destroying things in general.
Understood.
And as the harbinger of annihilation of all things, I sacrifice this building and its purpose in service of a message. And I will reach out to speak to the Unbound through the broken chains of oppression that the forces of the puppet masters, ever scheming in their machinations, have made their way to New York. And that while the unaware masses remain vulnerable, only you have the strength of character to resist his wiles. Do not bring weapon, do not bring violence, bring only your eyes and ears to bear witness to that which is to transpire. serve only to protect one another. And in the wake of the forces that may present themselves, take only solace in what you witness, not fear or panic. And I will compel them to basically go to Carnegie Hall and acquire all the tickets for the event and become the audience.
Understood.
The sacrifice was for the legend, obviously, which I'll be spending to perform the Marvel. So
Absolutely.
a lot more. I don't know if you want more from me, more on that.
No,
I bring down the building.
tracks and makes sense. As you collapse the building, the world crumbles around you. Given your abilities, you are safe from harm as you sort of ride the rubble down as it collapses. You compel the sleeping New Yorkers, those that wake, those that are perhaps stopping in, doing van life, the traditional homeless that reside on the streets. You compel the unbound, confident that they will show out in force. MAJIN,
That's it.
I
GREGOR.
thought we wanted less people there. Does this
What?
make there be more?
We want less witnesses. They're not witnesses.
Fair enough. Okay.
MAJIN, GREGOR, you guys arrive as Charles hears the gunshot. THALIS, you hear this as well over the phone. So you guys are stepping out of the van in this moment.
Oh, we're awake.
You guys got there. One of the THALIS probably would have woken you up as you guys entered the city limits.
Yep.
What?
What's oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
We'll step out.
yeah.
And this is the moment that, Charles, you hear the gunshot. Your friends are here. THALIS, you hear it too. MAJIN, GREGOR, GIDEON is not present. THALIS and Charles seem to be on the phone.
What's going on?
Don't have time to explain. I start running. I'd like to use my epic dexterity, Purview's innate ability that as long as I have a goal to run to, then I effortlessly run. Water will support my weight. I scale without need for handholds. Like,
Absolutely. What do you want to use with this purview? Is this as a boon, or is this just the innate ability?
no, just the innate power of epic dexterity.
Understood. Nothing will stop you. Nothing will get in your way. Charles is running.
Begrudgingly follow because I don't think I know exactly
Yeah.
what's going on.
Look
So
at
I'll
THALIS,
follow
what's
him.
going on?
THALIS?
What's going on?
Yeah, no, so that's Gideon's doing.
What?
The bank collapsing, right?
No, the
The
Charles.
Oh, the Charles. I don't know what Charles. Charles does what he wants.
We don't
You have
care
no
about
clue
things
what's going
collapsing.
on. You have no clue what's going on.
I don't. As far as like, what could I?
He said it was on speaker. You were there.
was on speaker.
What's happening? Tell me so I know.
I'm
Let's dial
sorry.
back the
I forgot you
aggression
had said
here,
it was
guys.
on speaker.
If the player was distracted, THALIS exposits what happens if you so choose, THALIS.
Yeah, I'll fill them in on all the fun bits there. Yeah.
Okay. Charles is running off. Imagine that you're running off.
Yeah, I would have went right after him. You probably would caught up to me, because I still wouldn't know what the fuck's going on. I'm just following Charles. So
Yeah. Assuming Charles didn't decide to scale the building and break in through a window, I would be following Charles because I'm incapable of scaling the building and breaking in through the window.
Excellent. Let's do some housekeeping real quick. Thalis, you have made your copies. You have the Thalises have I won't say taken the building, but are in the process of letting other guards know, hey man, you're off today. I'm taking your shift. Congratulations. Things like that. Some of the Thalises are putting up a fight. Some of them are actually physically in combat currently. That is the obstacle. Those are the obstacles that Charles would encounter, as some of the security guards have sensed something is amiss, and are taking their job very seriously for venue security.
Good. As they should.
But that's just for housekeeping. You would know
I feel
this.
like something. No, okay.
You would know this as some of the Thalises do fail in their physical effort.
Yeah, these guys must be pretty good at fighting then, because I mean, if we're doing, yeah, maybe they've got guns. I don't know, but yeah.
Yes, Majin.
Can I make like a little clerical note for you? Like during that little 30-minute ass beating for Donnie, can one of the Thalises be there? Of course, willing, just so they could have some training on defense.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. I'll make a note of that. So Thalis will discuss the repercussions of that. Maybe a specialty comes into play later on. We'll see.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Add 2 collateral. Forgot about that.
Excellent. So we are at 5 collateral, 9 momentum. I would say with you guys reuniting. Gideon, are you coming back to the Carnegie Hall?
Well, of course, after I've done my business, I will emerge from the rubble, dustless and without covered in debris, because the cloak is awesome. And then I will make my way back to Carnegie Hall.
Excellent. So with that being said, 5 collateral. With the arrival of Gregor and Majin, a new scene altogether, rushing toward Carnegie Hall, rather running into Carnegie Hall, put you guys at 10 momentum. So,
Some of that.
Charles, you are running. You see the Thalises fighting against security guards. Some of them attempt to stop you. You move unimpeded, sort of running across the walls, curving where you need to. Your goal is the security room.
Mm-hmm.
It's not exactly like a John Wick scenario. There's not this space isn't filled with fighters and filled with people performing martial arts. But you do encounter a few of them in the halls. You encounter some of them in off rooms. Carnegie Hall is a fairly large place. You move to the last known location of the fate binding. In about, I would say, maybe 5 minutes, maybe less, you reach the security room.
Cool. I'll open the door.
To say that it is locked is not going to stop you from opening the door. You open the door.
No.
You see a gentleman sitting in a chair. He wears what looks like a long sleeve black shirt. There's a logo on his left pectoral. Black pants, cargo, and black boots. Buttoned up to the top, no tie or anything like that. What he has a holster on his hip. Looks like just another taser, a couple knives, and a flashlight. He's sitting in this chair watching screens. In addition to this, in the room.
When you say button at the top, do you mean the nerd button as well?
Correct. You also see the remains of your apprentice.
Do I recognize the logo?
I would say probably not. Yeah, no, not at all. In fact, it looks like just a number of scratches.
Cool. I'll walk to retrieve the remains of my apprentice.
What?
He doesn't stop you. Gregor, MAJIN, THALIS. You guys are all Scions. Epic dexterity. MAJIN, you would, unless you're going to keep with Gregor and THALIS, you would arrive with Charles first. Well, not with Charles, but shortly behind Charles. Gregor, THALIS, you would be a little bit further behind. So MAJIN, you in this moment arrive. Individual doesn't say anything, just kind of watches you two.
Do I recognize?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'll get the remains. I will set them near the door, fold arms over the chest. After my time in Hades, I'll shuffle around my pockets for any coins to put on the eyes if at all possible. And then I'll turn around and I'll bow to the guard sitting at the desk.
MAJIN, anything from you in this moment?
No, I'm still, I guess, still trying to register everything.
The care that you've taken, Charles, for the remains, I would say, at this moment, Gregor and THALIS arrive as you are placing the coins on the remains, and turning to head back into the room. Gideon, I would say you arrive at Carnegie Hall outside. There's a door open. Your friend.
And everybody's gone.
The van is
Is this
here.
a-
Donnie is the only one that is present in the van, kind of keeping watch over it, not really sure what to do.
Is it a headshot?
No. It is
Chest wound?
through the heart.
Interesting.
I will look over at Donnie and I will say, there will be many coming. You will know that they are with us.
They
And
might need your help. They ran inside. Something's wrong with Charles.
I'm going. Just keep an eye out.
Understood.
And I will make my way inside. If I encounter any guards fighting with any Thalises, I will thwack them.
Mhm.
I will continue to utilize my my brand new stun setting on the Tartarus. I will slap them about the back of the head.
Mhm.
I have a quick question, actually. Are these normal? I'm guessing these might not be normal guards if they're able to just start fighting me.
Mhm.
Ah, lovely. Okay. Never mind then.
We'll leave the hint that they just killed someone in cold blood alone.
I mean, that doesn't make them supernatural. That just makes them sociopaths.
True.
So,
Yes.
You got to be supernatural to be able to target him.
A supernatural sociopath.
How do they feel? Are they supernatural and cannot be swatted?
Can you arrive? You rush into Carnegie Hall. Donnie's guarding the van. Gregor and THALIS, you guys arrive as Charles is placing the coins and turning to enter the room again. MAJIN, is there anything that you do in this moment? Gregor, THALIS, same question.
That's a shame. Let's get him out of here.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try to get the body. I know Charles is going to murder somebody, so there's the only thing I can really do right now is, try not to destroy the building, please. If you destroy Carnegie Hall, we can't spring our trap. Does anybody want to help? As I pick up the body by the arms, anybody want to help me? I'm weak.
I'll help.
I do that for like a good solid 2, and then I
Okay. THALIS, you
try
assist,
not to drag the body.
you assist with the remains.
Yes.
Majin, anything from you?
I mean, I just prepare for combat.
Unholstering your firearm.
Yeah,
I'd like
I
to
honestly.
offer- Sorry.
Go.
I was going to say, I'd like to offer Chim Chim to whoever's going to be taking the body to guide them away from combat.
Yeah, Chim Chim leaps over to Gregor and THALIS. You unholster the firearm, Majin. Charles, as you begin to bow, the individual speaks up and says, facial recognition software has come a long way. I don't think you want to do what you think you want to do.
I'd like to accept a fate binding to turn him into my nemesis.
Once per session. you
Or
accept a fate
once per
binding.
session, entirely fine.
Um,
You're right. I don't want to do what I want to do. Because what I want to do is level the building. Instead, I'm going to fight.
You aren't. Because I recognize your sword. I recognize the...
I'll punch him.
Punch him. Go ahead and give me a close combat roll with whatever you would like in your physical, I would imagine.
Instead of close combat, can I make an argument to use empathy as an embodiment of Charles' seething rage?
I will allow it. It will... What combination are you trying to use? Empathy and...
Empathy and might.
I would say that it wouldn't deal damage. It would just show him that you are angry. To express the danger that he is in this moment.
That's entirely fine.
Okay.
I'll even, you know what? Yeah, I'll leave that as is. I'll go ahead and make the roll. Can I use my close combat specialty of martial arts styles?
You may.
I got 10 successes.
Understood. He has 5 successes. You have a margin of 5 to break through his armor and such like that, but you're not intending to deal damage. You are trying to show him that you are pissed, that he is in danger. It's essentially almost like an intimidation tactic. He is knocked out of his chair. He rubs his jaw. Says, your boss is going to have something to say about this. Your master is going to reprimand you. You know this, right?
I'm going to headbutt him.
Okay. Would you like to use the same roll?
No, this time I am doing damage. I gave him his warning shot.
Okay.
I'd like to invoke my legendary title, the Scourge of Authority.
And what do you intend to do with the invocation of a legendary title?
Make it a matter of skill.
Okay. By all means.
If it's okay with everyone, can I burn momentum?
Yeah.
Sure.
I think you should.
You guys are at 10 currently.
Take
How much
5.
momentum, guys?
As much as you need, man. I'm good with 5.
Sure.
All right. I'll go ahead and burn 5.
By all means.
Make it 10.
Burn 10.
Burn 10?
No, Majin, am I correct in assuming that you're going to use your ability?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So you'll be burning 5. Whatever successes you get will be doubled.
All right.
20.
I'll use close combat.
I'm sorry. You are. Sorry. With the momentum, you are going to be adding 10 dice because of Majin's ability to whatever
Mhm.
Yeah.
you're having.
Okay.
Christ. Imagine if you guys used 10 momentum, then Majin was like double it.
Dude, that would be great.
20
I want to
dice.
see that happen at least once this season.
I can't guarantee this season, but it will happen once.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
know what? As
feel
long
the
as I can
film.
see it, I'm happy.
We don't get to 10 momentum very often.
That's fair.
So I got 13 material successes.
Jesus Christ. All right. So you have
out of 21 dice.
Understood. So let's see. Let me calculate. 13. You have a margin of 5 with his armor and the number of successes he rolled to dodge. So you have a margin of 5 to play with.
Am I able to use that 5 to sunder his armor and like have the force of it blow his weapons off his body?
I will say you also invoked your legendary title for making this a feat of scale. So 5. Stand by. Apologies. So with this being a feat of scale, this is brings you up to scale 1. You're gonna have 7, a margin of 7. Apologies.
Mm-hmm. Is that enough to sunder his armor and blow his weapons off his body?
I will allow. So this is essentially a stunt, breaking. I'll allow it if you want him just to be completely bare. No more holster, no more armor, no more shirt, nothing. You're fully exposed and ready. Yeah, you do this. No damage is dealt, but he is now base weak. So you do this. Majin, is there anything that you do?
Sunder only costs 3, by the way.
Oh, excellent. We have a 4 margin of 4 that you can still do things with. Thank you.
Yeah, can I use those to deal damage, injuring conditions?
Absolutely. So let's damaging stunts are of course, I believe. Would you like to deal a critical?
So the first one is 0 plus armor. If he has no armor, it's 0. And then after that, it's 4. But if he's within range of my purview, it's 3.
I would say not quite in range yet. But I would say probably the next deal likely would. But you can deal critical. Excellent. So dealing 2 injury conditions. What happens here, Charles? Describe what the injury condition is. You breaking bones? Are you is the force of this? Go ahead.
I was thinking I was leaving him concussed.
Okay. Excellent. With a concussion, head trauma. Excellent. He stands up and says, "You serve Ryujin. You fight against the Long. Are you really going to be turned traitor to your own master?"
You turned traitor against me. I warned you.
I'm on a job. You do this, there's no going back.
This is all personal.
The Long are going to see this that way. You punch him. Go ahead and give me that roll then, Charles. So let me deduct the momentum that has been spent.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead and make that roll, Charles. I will be returning in kind.
Okie dokie. Got 4 material successes.
4 material successes. That is a margin of 1 with his defense pool. You may inflict damage. He has no armor, nothing.
Then I shall inflict damage.
Dealing an injury condition. Majin, is there anything that you do in this moment?
I guess I'm just guarding the area, making sure no one else intervenes.
Excellent. You see a guard approaching, likely coming to see what the hubbub is about. It is not one of the Thalises. What would you like to do?
Oh, I'm not going to attack unless he attacks. I'll, if he gets close enough, I'll just give him a head on and,
He's coming
What's
to
up?
see what the issue is, and he's with the sunder that Charles has dealt with. His taser's already out. He's rushing in. So make of that.
Oh, I mean, he's not getting in there.
Okay.
I envision like they're in a room fighting,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just in the doorway, So
Excellent.
if he wants to talk to me, he can.
Oh, without a doubt, he approaches you and
Otherwise-
kind of comes up and says, "Hey, you can't be here."
Well, I'm right here now. Okay.
You need to leave. Move out of the. He starts to try to move past you in the door. He has the
I
taser trained
don't
on
think
you.
I don't think you want to go in there. Like,
Stand down.
This. Why you? That don't say that. That makes you fucking sound like a dweeb or something. Come on, man. You got a fucking taser in your hand.
You need to leave the premises.
Do you see this?
What are you showing?
This isn't a taser. My gun. This isn't a taser. All right. It's got live bullets, rounds in it. Magical, even divine.
He's gonna fire the taser at you. You've just shown him a firearm. You've become a threat.
Godtier.
Let's have a defensive roll from you, Majin. Whatever you would like to make a case for.
I'll just hit it because I honestly would not be expecting it.
Okay.
So
Cool. That's 3 successes. This is dealing 1 injury condition to you. This is just that you have electricity coursing through your veins, and it's gonna cause some, maybe not nerve damage, but it's gonna cause there's some twitchiness that's gonna come after that. Yeah. That's it.
that twitchiness extends to my finger, and I pull the trigger, and it was accidentally aimed at him.
Okay. Excellent. Go ahead and give me that firearms. Gideon, I would say that in this moment you can see down the hall where Majin is and what he's dealing with at this point.
Also,
Passing Gregor and THALIS along the way, or actually encountering them, I should say.
so the question was, because when I came in, assuming that the Thalises were still fighting with guards, I was going to be waylaying the guards as I went past them, basically. So as I encountered them, and if they are, I don't know how, if they're just people, they really shouldn't stand up to much of a slap. If they require a bit more than that, then I may have to focus. So it's up to you as to whether or not.
I would say that so I'm not gonna make you roll for this at all. They aren't the same tier as you. I will say that you have to give a little more effort just for narrative detail. Yeah, that's what you realize.
Summing it up is like the weapon itself, like, has shockwave. It still ignores armor. It's still brutal. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll. But
No. So I'll say narratively, you understand that these guys are a little more sturdy than your average human, for whatever
yeah,
reason.
but on the hall, kind of grabbing them by the head, slamming them against the wall, kind of brushing off the Thalis that's there, and letting them go about their business.
Excellent.
Until I get to the 2 dragging the body,
Mhm.
basically.
Gregor and THALIS are right there, dragging the body. Again, you see Majin, who is firing at a guard. He's got taser cords in his chest. Yeah, so let's have an interaction between Gideon, Gregor, and THALIS, and then Majin will get to your role very shortly.
There's a mess of guards piling up behind me. We might want to get them out of here. That's tragic.
We might undo it later. I don't know. Charles is beating up the guy who did it. Please try not to destroy the building.
Then I'll watch. I guess I'll watch Majin split this guard in half.
Excellent. Majin, what you
Hopefully
got
not.
for me, dude?
7 successes.
7 successes.
Oh no.
It was an accident. It wasn't my fault.
You got a margin of 5.
Whoops. Oh no.
What would you can inflict damage? You can perform a critical. You can attempt to disarm with a
Knock
stunt.
him down.
You can do knockdown or pin.
Well, given that this gun has messy and aggravated tags, I will disarm him. The gun shoots
By blowing his arms off.
Yeah, it takes his entire. if I could, but
with 5 successes to play with, you can absolutely disarm and also inflict damage.
Yeah, and it also has a pushing tag, so he.
Oh, absolutely. So
he is knocked prone.
Painting the picture, Gideon, you see the bullet hit the taser, rocket through it, tearing it into its innards. Probably, imagine you no longer feel the electricity coursing through. Just shattering this dude's hand, the bones, the flesh. Also, with the force of that, knocking back and sort of sending him in a spin as he kind of tries to keep his balance and falling onto the floor.
Yeah. Fuck. God. Oh, shit. I hope he's not dead.
He's definitely not dead. He's clutching his arm and screaming. Let's get back to Charles real quick.
Happy ending.
I will calmly approach the squealing guard, hoist him by the collar, and slap him until he's unconscious.
It doesn't take a whole lot. You slap him until he's unconscious, just screaming at the loss of his hand. About 2 slaps, he's taken care of. MAJIN, you are fine. The injury condition is resolved. It wasn't a permanent injury condition. It wasn't you're not bleeding or anything like that. The electricity's done for.
I'll pull the prongs out.
Excellent. Excellent. Gideon and MAJIN reunited. Gregor and THALIS take the body out. We'll get to the interaction between MAJIN and Gideon very shortly. Charles, you are fighting.
Yes, I am.
He's very injured, and he says, can't do this. There are rules.
You say you know me. I'm the scourge of authority. I don't know what exactly you thought was going to happen when I told you whatever you did to my man, I would do to you. But to think that I would do nothing is the stupidest thing I can ever imagine.
He was just a
for
fucking
anyone who's
human.
with me. He was my fucking human.
I can't wait to see what Reagent's going to do to you.
Well, sadly, you won't have that opportunity.
What you got for me, Charles?
I'm going to hit him with the sheath of my sword.
By all means. What role would you like?
I'm going to go with might and athletics. I carried over the tags that we'd had on the Boken.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I tinkered them a bit to match the dot value that it has, but it still has messy.
Yeah, we still need to kind of distribute tags and distribute dot value and such like that. But we'll get to that. No worries. In the sense that right now the sword is sheathed, so I'm not too worried about it. The sum total of the dot value is going to fucking obliterate this man.
Well, and now they're definitely in range now, so critical is 1 cheaper.
Yeah,
Just in
yeah. That's a nightmare. I don't like how you guys buff each other so well.
It's really
I got
nice.
5 successes.
5 successes. Excellent. You may purchase a critical at he's again naked. He retrieved only 1 success, so you have a margin of 4. You of course may purchase a critical at 3 with 3 successes, and then you have 1 to play with. Entirely up to you.
Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase that critical, and then see where he's sitting at from there.
He's definitely injured. You have 1 more to play with. You can inflict another another additional point of damage. So essentially, you could
Yeah, that's
fill.
fine. We'll do that.
Okay, he is taken out. He is bleeding out. He's not necessarily dead unless you choose to. Okay. He's taken out. He's unconscious. He's bleeding. Yeah. This is what you're dealing with, Charles. Gideon, Majin,
Cool.
you guys are in the doorway.
Yeah, so I will take the unconscious handless one, and I'm going to kind of nonchalantly drape him over Majin's shoulder and say, "This is your mess. You can take it out." And I will ask him what's going on, Charles.
I kind of just shrug and drop the body off my shoulders. From the looks of it, they killed the pizza guy, and yeah, they're going at it. I don't know outside. I don't even know what I don't know what happened exactly, but
All the other guards have been waylaid, so if we want to make space for the king, we need to get them out of here.
all right. Well, okay. Yeah, I'll start clearing out guards. I will activate my knack.
The cleaner? You're the cleaner, Nick?
Well, for any fighting, they're everywhere. So the fighting area, the field down fighting on becomes divine territory. Whenever an enemy enters the territory, I make one attack against them. Regardless if I already made an attack already, and that's for every enemy that enters. So if 5 enemies enter my divine territory, I make 5 attacks, 1 for each of them.
Get wrecked.
Yeah, I will go check out Charles.
Understood. Gideon,
Charles.
Charles.
Yes.
It would seem that we've suffered a loss.
It would seem that I have.
I will. I'll put a hand on his shoulder. We have.
Thank you. That means a
Tended
lot. I
Is
didn't mean
this-
to get you guys into this mess.
Is this the transgressor?
It is. But I kind of want to leave him alive.
That's
I
fine.
don't
but you
want
can't-
him to bring me to his level. And if we're replacing all these guys with THALIS, then I mean, we could just leave him here. The THALIS will have a good post up on him, leave him tied up. Or something.
We should take him out with the rest of them.
Okay.
Any one of them present a possible complication. Do you need help?
No, it's fine. I got this. I'll grab his ankle and start dragging him.
Charles, the insignia on the pommel, on the base pommel of the sword, is now faintly glowing. You recognize this. This is a call to Ryujin to meet you. You are to seek a larger body of water and meet with him.
Help is on.
It appears I need to go to the pond in Central Park or the ocean, whichever body of water is closer, really.
Do you require
We're on an island.
In addition to this, gentleman, the intercom system of Carnegie Hall kicks in. Gentlemen, my speech isn't for a number of hours. And I don't think you've purchased tickets.
That's where you're wrong, Bucko.
We've purchased so many
All of it.
tickets.
Let's have a conversation.
What? This wasn't about you.
It's an intercom system. He doesn't know what the fuck you're saying, Charles.
Oh, shit. Guess he's not good enough to read lips yet.
He should go to like some self-help guy and maybe get better.
He says,
Get good, scrub.
let's have a conversation. To the stage, if you would.
Thalis, do you mind having some Thalises take him out, place him by the van?
I'll do that.
We'll figure out what we want to do with them afterwards.
Yeah, we can take care of that afterwards. Also, should we go ahead and lock up the front doors? Make sure nobody gets in.
Yes.
Yeah.
This might be an opportunity to take him out.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and secure the doors while we're at it, and any side entrances as well. Yeah, just make sure everything's blocked up so we don't get any uninvited guests.
Have
I
any
mean,
of
technically they're invited because they have tickets, but that's not what I meant.
have any of the Unbound begun arriving?
Yes, without a doubt. The ones that are not sleeping, the ones that are early risers, the ones that may have been awake in the middle of the night, absolutely. They're beginning to gather.
So what I will do then, I will continue to pile up the unconscious guards outside. And as followers, just so that you know, they have both the entourage and heavy and consultant tags, so they can operate in all these social, physical, and mental arenas as a mob. So I will arm them with the tasers that these guards have, and instruct them to not let them leave until our business is concluded, and not to allow anyone to enter.
Understood.
Excellent.
And then we lock them out.
Understood. The Unbound are armed.
So, are we heading to the stage?
Yeah, me and Thalis are already heading that way. But
And we're out.
Yeah, I'm headed to the stage.
Yeah, as soon as we're ready, yeah.
Here so. I'll follow suit.
You guys make your way. Charles, what about the emblem?
If there's water nearby, I would try and take care of a conversation quickly, if at all possible. But if there's not a body of water nearby, then I'm not going to let my friends go up against King Yellow without me.
Okay. Understood. You guys make your way to the stage. Meeting up before all arriving, sort of one by one. And there are multiple entrances you guys can see in the curved dome. Is there any conversation, anything last minute words of wisdom or planning?
don't destroy the building. Keep him contained. Don't let there be a show.
Let there be a
Gideon.
show. There's people outside. A bunch of knocked out
The fight
cops are
is...
probably.
Hey. He wouldn't have called the cops. He would want... He's probably televising this. Or recording it, or whatever. Thalis, are you capable of getting to your Thalises to that room with all the cameras and disabling the cameras? Literally
Oh, yeah.
unplugging things?
May not be the best of technology, but I can find a water bottle.
Good. Don't let there be a show. That's what he wants.
I'm gonna reload the one bullet I spent.
Yeah.
Understood.
And I'd like to have one of my Thalises disrupt the cameras in any way that they can, whether by actually sabotaging it or just shutting it off.
Excellent. You sell it. You sabotage the cameras. Deal out instruction. Majin, you reload.
I'll be honest. Y'all might notice this, but as soon as I see him, I'm shooting this guy. So
Yeah. Don't let him monologue. His speeches that'll be all part of his play. And don't monologue back at him. Kill him quickly. Kill him brutally. Kill him efficiently.
Copy that.
You guys enter into the main hall, the stage. Walking down the seats, you can see that there's a gentleman sitting on a little stool. Looks like a piano's been tucked to the side. He's not playing it or anything like that. He's just kind of sitting. Simple, really. Black slacks, polo shirt, hair cut short. Average individual, average height and build. There they are.
man speaker?
Why don't you come on down, let's have a conversation.
Just tell me, man speaker? Because I'm telling you, I'm gonna shoot you. I hate for you to be like a decoy. Just a mortal that's disguised as man speaker.
Okay, relax, I'm a decoy.
That's something.
Like
a
you
decoy would
sidestepping
say.
to pop up next.
That's something the actual guy would say if he was told that he was going to
Let's
get
have
shot.
everyone make a quick roll to determine if this is a lie or not.
Okay.
Well, I don't. What if it's a lie or not?
What's that?
What if I don't care if it's a lie or not?
Then you can choose not to roll.
Can I just... Cool. Can I instead use step sideways to pop up next to him?
Sure. Everyone else, give me a roll, please.
Okay.
Integrity.
Cunning?
Cunning?
Integrity cunning makes sense.
Culture?
Make an argument for culture.
Because us, people of the con, right? We try to be honorable, right? Make our intentions up front, very blunt in what we're going to do, say, and stuff like that. So I expect that to receive it,
Fair.
the same.
I like it. Thalis, one success isn't going to do it, so I'll grant you another momentum. You guys are at 6. Gideon, you had something?
Yeah, I said I'm going to go cunning subterfuge.
By all means. New scene, so I'll grant you guys another momentum. You guys are at 7. Gregor? Sitting at 6. Understood.
4.
4. 4 is not going to do it, Majin. That's another momentum.
We're at 8.
Say 8?
No, I'm sorry. So because he didn't get it, that brings us to 8 momentum.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
I got 4.
4. 4 is also not going to do it, Gideon. That is 9
So there's
momentum. 9 momentum, 5 collateral, 0 tension. Gregor, you seem to be the only one that's peering through this. Majin, Gideon, Thalis, there's something about this dude that you just... Yeah, you know what? It makes sense he would use a decoy. He's an actor. He's, everyone has a stunt guy. Gregor, you don't trust that. There's a lot of doubt. You go through a sort of quick thought process of, well, if he would expect us to expect a decoy, so he wouldn't put a decoy. But if he would expect that, then he would probably put a decoy. There's a lot of quick thought going on in your mind. You're kind of content to just be like, I'll shoot him. Majin, kill him. You're under the impression that might be him.
I yell, real actors do their own stunts.
And you fire. And with that, we will have that roll next week. This is where we end today's episode of Scion Godsend on a witty one-liner. And for that, I'm going to grant another point of momentum. When we join up again, we'll be back. We'll be at 10 momentum. That's pretty great. So, real quick on screen, let's take care of some deeds. We have Gregor.
I was trying to brief the others about the King in Yellow and what to expect. I think
Excellent.
I've adequately done that.
Gideon.
My short-term deed was to decimate architecture, which I believe I accomplished.
Excellent. Majin.
I was trying to shoot something. I feel like I did it though on accident.
That works. I like it. Thalis.
I had evacuate bystanders from Carnegie Hall, which was more or less just keeping the civilians out from witnessing a show.
I would say you helped
you
evacuate.
guards.
Yeah, you evacuated the
Yeah,
guards, a good portion of them as well. So I'll say yes on that. Charles?
Awesome.
Confront man speaker.
Literally got it in the final few seconds. Outstanding.
Beautiful.
So cool. Everyone gets a short-term deed. I would also like to say, if you guys would care to restate your band term deed, whoever has it up.
Form an independent faction.
Okay. You guys have all in this moment, up to this speed, have done things to sever ties and make it clear that you're not going to be playing by the rules of certain organizations. In running through it very quickly, Thalis, as part of the THOI, working with a Titan is pretty fucking taboo. In keeping his secrets, not immediately outing him to your father when he showed up, pretty stellar. Gregor, actively going against your own pantheon and making an effort to form the true effort of the war, creating a network is a good portion of the forming of a group or a pantheon. Outstanding. Gideon, you are actively going against your nature, working with gods, and much like Thalis, you are working with a member of the THOI that is kind of going against your nature at this point, and helping them with their goals, putting your goals kind of not necessarily on a back burner, but as a secondary goal. So I would say yes on that regard. Majin, believe it or not, keepers of being part of the Keepers of the World is assisting you in this as well. The fact that you are not adhering to other factions, either fighting for gods or for dragons or for the mythos in this, kind of helped you put on that path. The fact that you vouched for them, attempted to vouch for your people, knowing full well that they can be nightmares and fully destructive. I would say that you are well on your way to sort of just fighting for your group of friends as well. Maybe not fully a part of the pantheon or full part of whatever group they have in mind, but certainly a key asset. And Charles, especially, this is kind of what tipped you guys over the edge. The repercussions that you will face for the non-murder of this individual, and the call out of he was a servant of the Long and he was on a mission here. Actively going against that, actively going against the structure of the organization, actually going against the dude you serve as you have a diplomatic office under him. That is, you are not exactly severing ties, but you are making it very clear that you don't care if someone has given you serve someone. Your goals, your friends, your needs come first. So with that being said, you guys in this moment have achieved your band term deed. Congratulations. A full pantheon has not been formed, but that's to be expected. Pantheons are crazy to form, and that takes basically throughout the entire steps of apotheosis. So, as obviously everyone has completed a short-term deed. We've all completed a band term deed. Has everyone completed their long-term deeds?
I actually forgot to ask you about that last session. My long term was to foster good relationships with at least 3 other Mythos Scions. There were 6 of them there. Obviously, one of them wasn't. I was wondering if I had managed to succeed that.
Correct.
So I forgot to ask that at the end.
Okay. Yes, you did.
The whole point of that entire thing, and I forgot to ask. Okay, so yes, I have.
Thalis, have you completed a long-term deed?
So, question on that one as well. I had set up an independent stream of income. I'm not sure if that's. I know that was in the works, but I don't know if that has been. If I can mark that as completed yet.
I would say yes, because you guys are literally. It's just literally. My people will call your people.
Okay.
And you guys took a lot of time and discussed the idea, discussed the fine details of it. Now it's just a matter of paperwork. So yes,
Okay.
I would say yes. Gideon?
I have ascertained the location of the Sickle of Cronus, which
Oh.
the only thing I haven't done is visually verify it.
Yeah, you're golden. Charles?
I don't know if I can dig it out anymore.
Right on. Charles?
Yes, I did accomplish my long-term need. I need to pull that up and look at it. Visit a dragon.
Visit a dragon.
He did achieve that last season.
Was that your long term? No, that
He didn't. No, he was the only one who achieved their long term last season.
yeah, that's from last season. What was your long term for this season?
No, like that was my going in from Legend to long-term need. Because my long-term last season was to best dragons, in which case we dropped that parking garage on them.
Okay. I would say then that is not yet complete. You have not yet visited a dragon this season, I don't
We
believe.
visited the Prince of the Earth.
Technically not a dragon. Technically a god. Yeah.
Hmm.
I apologize. Yeah, not not a dragon. Majin.
Yeah, I did mine's like second episode. So
What was your long term, dude?
get a Pegasus.
Get a Pegasus. Excellent. So Charles, long-term need is the only thing that's keeping you guys from gaining another point of legend, and I'm really sorry. Prince of the Earth is technically not a dragon. He is classified as a god.
That's okay. Once we go meet Ryujin and he gets power.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
But we'll deal with experience
so
after.
close.
Deal with XP after the stream. We of course have been the Rolling Nomads. Thank you so much for watching. You can find us on Twitter at _Rolling Nomads to check in with our upload schedule and all that good stuff. It's the best way to keep up to date with our programming, our change of programming, our late starts, things like that. We also are on Hive at Rolling Nomads, the same place, or rather the same situation there. They're currently down for maintenance and such right now with their servers. It's like a 2-man team for an entire social media network that got like millions of followers and millions of users in the scope of a 24-hour period. So I have patience with them. I'm not worried about it. You can find these episodes, of course, on YouTube, youtube.com/rollingnomads. Typically, they're uploaded every Tuesday and Thursday, or uploaded every Thursday for Scion, Godsend, and Cold Their Twitch's Wit, our D&D campaign that airs 2 hours after this. But I was sick this week, so I'm not sorry. Life is rough. I will get those uploaded ASAP. Yeah, of course, you can find us right here next week, Sunday at 1 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So for Scion Godsend, right here on twitch.tv/theonyxpath. In 2 hours' time at 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, you can find us over on twitch.tv/rollingnomads for Cold and Twitch's Wit, our D&D campaign run by our amazing David. We hit kids with magic missiles.
Yeah.
Fuck them.
No, you hit kids with magic missiles. I did something worse.
Yeah.
Never
that was
for children.
They tried to steal from us. It was justified. We also gave them money, though. It's okay. We're gonna help them after we hit them.
Yeah.
So,
But you already hit them, so now it's just helping phase.
yeah, now it's just
We're
the helping
good.
phase. That'll be
I
at
heard
6
we're
p.m.
getting
Mountain
them
Standard
more,
Time.
so
6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time over on twitch.tv/rollingnomads. We have our gaming stream Wednesday. We'll be switching back over to Mondays after this upcoming week. But for this upcoming week, we have our gaming stream at 5:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time at twitch.tv/rollingnomads. It's kind of our gaming stream for whatever we feel that week. Yeah, we did Dead by Daylight this past week on like Thursday, and that was fun. I screamed a lot. It was a good time. That I believe is it for our programming so far for the time being. Some upcoming stuff. We're going to be taking care of a Hunter Chronicle in between seasons for Book of Saints, and see what the Hunters do. Probably going to be about 4 to 10 episodes, just kind of a little mini series, and see what Hunters deal with the Saints territory in Mexico City. That'll be upcoming. We can catch all of that information over on Twitch or on.
jokes on them. They're gonna accidentally kill their characters.
Yeah, it'll be
no.
Twitch, and you can find more information on that on our Twitter. Twitter's at _Rolling Nomads, of course. Like I said. Anyone else have anything last minute to plug?
I do.
Yeah.
Ooh. What you got?
Just in case y'all forgot.
Christmas, I give you my heart.
I don't exist.
Goodbye, everyone. You guys have a good day. See you guys next time. Same time, same place, same Scions. Wham.